Winnipeg beating the Golden Knights 5-1. Now, fans stayed up late last night to see the win, and so did Alyssa Houde. She co-hosts Game Over Winnipeg, the podcast, and after some sleep, she joins us in studio. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
What did you make of that game last night?
Man, oh man, it was a lot of fun. And if anyone's ever listened to Game Over Winnipeg, you know that I can tend to be a little critical of the Jets when looking to see how they can improve and how they can be better. No notes from last night. It was a fantastic performance. Great way to start off the series.
And Jets coach Rich Bowness called last night's win a boost to the team. What do you think that might mean for them, or how do you think they'll be dealing with that?
Well, absolutely. And you said it yourself, Faith, that they are the underdogs going into this series, right? And so winning game one on the road against the best team in the conference and knowing that you can come back to Winnipeg, to the crazy Canada Life Centre, either tied or up two in a series is so fantastic for the team. They had a lot of players put together great performances, and it was really awesome to see, and I know they're excited about it.
People have been talking as well about that skate to the face. When you saw that happen, did you think it would take 75 stitches to mend?
I don't think I've ever seen something that I would think takes 75 stitches to mend. That was crazy, and how fast they got it done and he was able to come out and play afterwards. That was pretty crazy in that game. I'm really glad he's okay and that his eyes are all fine. But and I want to shout out Chandler Stevenson as well, one of the players in the Vegas Golden Knights who noticed what happened when Brossoit's skate got stuck up in the face, and that was great to see that he helped Morgan Barron get out of there, but definitely was not anticipating 75 stitches.
I was surprised too. The head coach for Vegas, Bruce Cassidy, said that his team, he didn't think his team was intense enough. What do you imagine the conversation was like inside that dressing room after the game?
Oh, gracious. Well, I mean, like you said, going into this game, they thought they were, a better team by all regards in the standings and whatnot. And I think, they moved some of their better players together on lines to try and generate more and get more inspired hockey to be played. And there was just nothing. The Jets, I've heard a couple people use this phrase a few times, but they punched them right in the mouth, right? There was not a lot of hope to be had for the Vegas Golden Knights. So I imagine they feel a little bit defeated after that because, even when they thought they had a little bit of hope after scoring their first goal there, the Winnipeg Jets gave them no wiggle room to get back into this game.
Do you think Winnipeg should be concerned, though, that they might come around and come harder?
I think they might be foolish not to, and to get ahead of themselves to, think that every game will be like that one. If you're that team, you're probably a little bit frustrated and you're anticipating that they'll probably make some changes, whether it be with their attitude or their roster, even move some players around. They're certainly going to come back harder in the second game, so I'm sure they're anticipating that, but finishing off with that first win is a huge motivation boost for them, I'm sure.
Is there a moment from last night's game that stands out to you?
Yeah, I have to say that the second goal that the Winnipeg Jets scored, which ended up being the game winner from Pierre-Luc Dubois, was the huge moment for me because that came just over a minute after their very first goal of the game. And I think those two, as Dennis Bayak, the old play-by-play commentator, would call a bang-bang, was really fantastic. And I think it silenced the crowd pretty hard in Vegas. And I think that was the moment that the Jets realized that they had this one and it was in their control. And they didn't take their foot off the gas, which was the most motivating part of that whole thing.
Game two, what are you expecting from Winnipeg?
I'm expecting a lot of the same. I think they're going to be really inspired. I think some of their players who had really fantastic games like Pierre-Luc Dubois and Adam Lowry are the kinds of guys who are extremely motivated and are really looking to continue to bring success to this team and play an instrumental part in that. So I think they're going to come out just as hard. I think we're going to see more continuously quiet performances that are super fantastic from defenders like Dylan Sandberg and Dylan DeMello. And I think we're going to see Connor Hellebuyck be Connor Hellebuyck. And I think it's going to be a really fantastic game. And they're going to give Vegas a run for their money once again.
Grueling for me because I said Rich Bonus. It's Rick Bonus. The game has a late start as well, right? 9 o'clock our time.
Correct.
Then the teams play here. How grueling do you think it is for the team and for the fans like you?
Well, I mean, the times are kind of all over the place, but as someone who's such a hockey nerd like myself, it's so nice to be able to catch the Eastern Conference games beforehand, and I don't mind staying up if I have to. So I think the matinee on Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can cross our fingers and the weather isn't too bad and we can all enjoy ourselves at the street parties at True North Square on Donald and Graham or what have you. But I think players and fans alike are just so excited to be here that we're able to manage any time frame. I think if the Winnipeg Jets started a game at 2 o'clock in the the morning, half the city of Winnipeg would be awake and cheering them on with their cup of coffee.
Are you expecting to be at any of those whiteout parties?
I am. Yes, I'm going to be there on Saturday, which I'm really excited about. And I'm actually going to the game on Monday, which I am so thrilled about. I've never been to a Winnipeg Jets playoff game in person before. So my little brother and I are going on Monday, and we are overjoyed.
I, as well, am overjoyed for you coming in studio to talk about this. I can feel your excitement. Go Jets, go.
Thank you for having me.
Alyssa Houde co-hosts Game Over Winnipeg, the podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.